Let's be real for a second. Trying to understand men sometimes feels like attempting to finish a jigsaw puzzle without having all the pieces. 1 minute, he's laughing at your jokes, fully locked in on you, like you're the only woman in existence. Then, out of nowhere, he's keeping his distance, acting like he's just being courteous, and you're left sitting there, confused, asking yourself, hold on, was he flirting just now, or am I imagining it all? Seriously, how complicated is it for a guy to simply say, I'm into you? But no, most men won't do that. They won't just show up holding a neon sign that says, hey, I like you. Instead, they'll drop subtle hints, trying to come off as smooth or mysterious, but they usually just make everything more puzzling. The good news is, no matter how much he tries to keep it cool, his actions and body language will always tell the real story. Even if he's attempting to suppress how he feels, his subconscious still leaks clues he doesn't even realize he's giving away. If you can recognize those subtle signs, you'll often know how he truly feels before even he does. So if you've ever caught yourself wondering, is he actually interested or just being polite? You're exactly where you need to be. We're going to explore some of the behaviors men often don't want you to notice. But if more than one of them pops up, there's a solid chance his feelings are already involved. Let's begin with one of the most obvious yet overlooked signs: physical touch. When a man is interested, he'll find small excuses to be physically close to you. He won't just say, I love being near you, but he'll create those moments that seem ordinary, yet they're anything but. Ever noticed a guy laugh and briefly touch your arm? Or maybe he brushes your hand while passing something your way. What about when he holds your hand just a few seconds longer than necessary and says something like, wow, your hands are really small compared to mine? That's no accident. He's building moments that allow him to feel close without making things too obvious. Most men aren't always comfortable talking about their emotions, so they rely on touch to express themselves. The more comfortable he becomes around you, the more often you'll catch these subtle physical gestures. Maybe it's a playful nudge when he jokes with you, his hand gently guiding you through a crowd, or even his arm casually resting behind your seat while you're sitting together. It's all a slow build, a physical connection constructed piece by piece. Here's something you can try next time you're around him. See how frequently he initiates physical contact. If it happens more than once, and he's not doing the same with others around, that's intentional, not coincidence. You can even boost that chemistry by returning the gesture. If he bumps into you playfully, return the energy. If he taps your shoulder while talking, you can touch his arm while replying. These small touches go a long way in showing you're relaxed around him, and that builds his confidence. Touch is a language all its own, especially when words feel risky. When a guy is genuinely drawn to you, he won't be able to stop those small moments of contact, even if he tries to keep it casual. Now, let's shift focus to something equally telling: his eyes. Watch how he looks at you. One nearly impossible to fake sign of attraction is pupil dilation. Yes, it sounds odd, but it's rooted in biology. When someone is fascinated, intrigued, or genuinely excited by another person, their pupils naturally become wider. It's not something they can control. So how do you notice this? The next time you're talking face to face, glance into his eyes. Do they seem more open, more dialed in? Are his pupils noticeably larger, especially in a well-lit room? Keep in mind that lighting affects pupil size. In dim settings, everyone's pupils expand. But if the lighting is normal and you still see that extra dilation when he looks at you, that's your clue. It suggests he's truly paying attention, not just to your words, but to you. Alongside this, look out for strong, extended eye contact. When a guy's into you, he'll hold your gaze for longer than normal. It's not creepy. It's focused, like he's genuinely absorbing what you're saying. He may even sneak glances at your lips or observe you when you think he's not watching. Think about it if he's watching you when he doesn't need to. Like when you're not even speaking, it shows curiosity. He's studying your expressions, your laugh, your quirks. He's invested in understanding what makes you unique. And this leads us to another subtle behavior: mirroring. It's when he starts unconsciously copying your body language, gestures, or even the rhythm of your speech. Why does this happen? Because when someone feels connected to you emotionally or physically, their brain starts syncing up with yours. Imagine you're sitting opposite each other. You take a sip from your drink, and a few seconds later, he does too. You shift positions, and soon after, he adjusts himself similarly. You lean in to say something, and he leans closer without even realizing. That's mirroring. It's not mimicry. It's a natural reflection of the chemistry between you. Psychologists say that mirroring is one of the strongest indicators of emotional alignment. People do it with those they feel close to or want to grow closer with. It even shows up in facial expressions. You smile, and he follows. You raise an eyebrow, and he does the same. These tiny gestures reveal connection, even if no words are spoken. Want to test it? Try subtly changing your body language next time you're with him. Cross your arms, adjust your seat, or tilt your head slightly. See if he unconsciously follows suit. If he does, you're not imagining things. His body is in sync with yours. These are not rehearsed behaviors. They're instinctual signs of emotional closeness, often unnoticed even by the person doing them. It's like an invisible rhythm you both share, and it's a pretty strong signal of deeper interest. Now let's get into something a bit more playful: teasing. When a man has feelings but isn't ready to be fully open, it often surfaces through light teasing. He might gently poke fun at you, challenge your opinions in a joking way, or exaggerate something you said just to get a reaction. But it's not meant to be hurtful. It's actually a soft, safe method of building intimacy. Teasing adds an element of fun tension. It keeps the vibe upbeat and personal. He may laugh at how seriously you take your favorite TV show, or tease you for ordering the same thing every time you go out. These are all ways to create a private world of inside jokes and shared laughter. What matters here is the delivery. If he teases you but smiles after or glances to check your reaction, that's not rudeness, it's low risk flirting. He wants to see if you'll play along. And often, teasing will include just a touch of physical contact. A quick nudge, a bump on the shoulder, a mock high five. These little moves add layers to the interaction, blending humor with closeness in a way that feels effortless. The best way to keep this chemistry alive is to meet him halfway. Tease him back. Laugh with him. Keep the playful exchange going. It shows you're enjoying the moment, and that feeds the connection. Mutual teasing, shared grins, comfortable closeness. When all that lines up, you're definitely beyond just friendly chat. That's the language of flirting. So, if you're picking up on these signs, those extra touches, the intent behind his eyes, those mirrored movements, and that steady back and forth teasing, it's a strong indication he's not just being polite. He's expressing what he may not be ready to say out loud. His actions are doing the talking, and they're revealing more than he realizes. You've probably already crossed the line from casual interaction into something far more charged. You've become someone he looks forward to seeing, someone who captures his focus and draws out his best side, even if he's still figuring out how to say it. If he teases you about how easily you get sidetracked in conversations, hit him with a grin and reply, "Yeah, but I'm worth the detour." Matching his playful energy keeps the spark alive and shows that you're just as witty and self-assured as he is. Here's the truth. Guys don't go out of their way to tease women they aren't interested in. If a man is constantly making jokes that bring a smile to your face, it's because you're on his mind. He's zoning in on you, wanting a reaction, doing whatever he can to maintain that connection. It's his subtle way of letting you know that you're not just another face in the crowd. So the next time a guy starts teasing you, don't just chalk it up to casual banter. Look at how he delivers it. Because often, behind that smirk or playful jab is someone who's genuinely into you. He also starts bringing up future plans with you. When a man truly likes you, he won't stay rooted in the now. He'll begin to hint at the future, and you'll find yourself included in it. That doesn't mean he's mapping out a 10-year timeline after date number 2. It's more like those little comments where he naturally includes you in what's ahead. Maybe he casually says something like, "You'd really love this trail I hiked last year. We should go sometime," or mentions a festival months away and says, "That would be fun for us." Those aren't random lines. That's him seeing you in his future, even if he doesn't spell it out directly. Men typically don't talk about the future with someone they don't see sticking around. If all his conversations are limited to what's happening this weekend or which bar to hit next, he's probably not thinking long term. But when he starts painting pictures of what's ahead, weekend trips, concerts, events, where you're involved, it's a signal that he's mentally placing you in a longer story. What's more fascinating is that he often does this without realizing it. A guy's brain organizes people into categories. If he doesn't see potential, There's no need to visualize the future. But when he genuinely cares, you'll start popping up in his thoughts without effort. He might find himself imagining how you'd respond to a joke he heard, or wondering how you'd like a favorite spot of his. And while some guys throw around vague, "we should do that," comments without any follow-up, the ones who really mean it will turn those ideas into action. If he says there's an event and then a week later tells you, "I grabbed us tickets," that's not just chatter, that's intent. If he remembers something you mentioned in passing and brings it up as a real plan, he's not just talking. He's emotionally investing. There's also an emotional layer to this. When a man starts envisioning a future with you, it's because you make him feel safe. He trusts that spending time with you won't lead to disappointment. That's meaningful. Men aren't quick to give their emotions away, so when they begin to, it runs deep, even if they haven't said the words yet. But what if he seems interested, but never once brings up future things? That could point to a few different things. Maybe he's been hurt before and is holding back, or perhaps he's not in a stage of life where he's looking ahead. Still, if weeks or even months go by and he never includes you in anything beyond the present, even lightly, it's worth pausing to consider where this is really headed. One of the clearest ways to gauge how he sees things is to bring up something in the future yourself. It doesn't have to be anything intense. Just something lighthearted, like, "That sounds awesome. We should try that." If he grins, keeps talking about it, or even starts trying to pin down a date, that's an excellent sign. But if he sidesteps it or keeps things hazy, that tells you something too. The reality is, guys don't always spell out their feelings directly. But when a man is truly into you, he won't just stay stuck in the present. He'll begin to create space for you in his world, consciously or not. That's one of the biggest clues that what he feels isn't just surface level. It's something more serious. Another signal that he's genuinely into you is when he becomes protective in small but meaningful ways. When a guy cares, his instinct to look out for you starts showing up without him planning it. It's not about controlling you. It's about wanting to see you safe and happy. It reveals itself in everyday actions, like walking with you and naturally shifting to the side closest to traffic, or gently guiding you through a crowd with a hand on your back. He's not trying to impress you with those gestures. He may not even be conscious of them. It's instinct. His body just moves to shield or support you. And it's not only physical, it's emotional too. If he senses something's off, if you mention a rough day at work, he wants to understand. Even if he struggles to say the right thing, his care comes through in the way he listens, how his face softens, or how his tone shifts. A man who doesn't care won't go out of his way to check in. He won't ask if you made it home safely. He won't notice when your energy changes. But when he's emotionally involved, everything about his demeanor shifts. You'll see it in how he behaves around others too. If another guy is bothering you or makes a questionable remark, the man who cares will sense it before you say anything. He might not make a dramatic scene, but you'll feel it in how he steps closer or subtly keeps an eye on things. And if someone disrespects you, he won't stay silent. He'll step in, even subtly, to make sure you feel valued. This protectiveness also comes out in how he responds when you're unwell. He'll be the one checking on you, asking how you're doing, or remembering the small details, like how you like your tea or what helps you decompress. He might not say, "I care about you," out loud, but you'll feel it in every thoughtful gesture. And what's most beautiful about it is that he's not doing it for credit. He's doing it because he wants to. One powerful clue is when he remembers things that help you feel safe or comforted. If you once mentioned that walking alone at night worries you, don't be surprised if he texts to check in when you're out late. If he knows you get nervous before important meetings, he might shoot you a quick message to say good luck. These aren't just kind actions. They're deeply personal. They're his way of protecting and supporting you, even when he's not around. And let's be honest, that kind of quiet attentiveness is incredibly attractive. Not because it's macho, but because it reveals a genuine emotional investment. It shows he sees you, cares about you, and wants you to feel okay in every way, emotionally, physically, mentally. But it's also important to understand the line between being protective and being controlling. A man who truly cares won't restrict your freedom or make decisions for you. He'll respect your independence while still wanting to make sure you're safe. If his protectiveness feels like he's isolating you or constantly monitoring who you're with, that's not love. That's a warning sign. Real protectiveness comes from concern, not dominance. In the end, men may not always verbalize their emotions, but their actions will reveal their truth. If a guy checks on you without being prompted and shows care without needing recognition, his feelings run deeper than they appear. And then there's the smile. You know the one. That sweet, unguarded smile guys have when they're caught off guard by someone they're into. That's a huge indicator. When a guy is really into you, he lights up just from being near you. He can't help but grin more, laugh at your quirks, even the corny jokes, and look genuinely thrilled just to talk with you. If you catch him smiling at you when there's no clear reason, no joke, no punchline, just your presence, it's because he's genuinely enjoying being around you and doesn't even realize he's showing it on his face. So if you notice a guy doing more than one of these things, teasing you with a playful tone, including you in future plans, being quietly protective, and smiling like you make his whole day, there's a strong possibility he's genuinely into you. But here's something to keep in mind. Don't spend all your time overanalyzing. If you're constantly asking yourself, does he like me? You might end up missing the simple joy of the connection. Focus instead on being the most confident, happy, authentic version of yourself. Because when the right person comes along, it won't just be subtle signs or hints. He'll show you in no uncertain terms that he wants you. And if you've been through this or experienced a funny or obvious moment where a guy clearly liked you, go ahead and share it. What's the most hilarious or unmistakable way someone has flirted with you?